Don't let these tears fool you. There's all dog around this mug. I'm good.
Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJAY Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. I do apologize for the intro, the spotty stream. I'm in Vicksburg, Mississippi right now, visiting my family. And I do apologize for that. But I was going to be on camera. But it looks like as if when I go on camera on the live stream, it messes up the quality. So I do apologize for that. Really wanted to get on screen and talk to you all about the New Orleans Saints. On this edition, we're going to be talking about head coach Dennis Allen. DA. We about to talk about that boy, because there's been a lot of talk going on this week. A lot of reports coming out about Dennis Allen and his job security. According to Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, his job is pretty safe. He has nothing to worry about. The fact is, Dennis Allen, no matter how mediocre he is, how terrible he is as a head coach, his job is still safe. And, I'm going to be honest with you, Who Dat Nation. I've been kind of hot for the last couple of hours, especially since I heard the nonsense coming out of the mouth of Saints general manager Mickey Loomis about the state of the Saints, no pun intended, and his lackadaisical attitude when it comes to the future of this team. When you hear Mickey Loomis talk on WWL radio, yeah, I'm about to get on my soapbox. I'm sorry. I'm probably about to make some people mad. I'm probably about to tick some people off, but I'm pretty sure they won't be as ticked off as me. When I checked out WWL interview with Mickey Loomis, you would think that the New Orleans Saints have 12 victories. You would think that the New Orleans Saints are in control of their own destiny when it comes to them getting the number one seed. You would think that the Saints have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, because I got to tell you, man, the level of delusion that was coming out of the mouth of general manager Mickey Loomis is just downright amazing. It's amazing to me how ridiculous this dude sounds talking about this football team. This man has not a clue if he feels that this team is in a good position when it comes to them finding success in the future. You have a head coach in Dennis Allen who has won absolutely nothing throughout his entire career. As a matter of fact, if Dennis Allen wins another football game between week 17 and week 18, will be the most wins this dude ever had as a head coach, which is 8 wins. And this guy has had 2 stops as a head coach, one with the Raiders, one with the New Orleans Saints. And yet this organization just don't seem to want to push the button or pull the trigger on Dennis Allen. What in the hell is the infatuation with this guy? What is so fascinating about a guy who's won absolutely nothing as a head coach? This man is 8-28 when the Saints signed him. He is 22-46 as a head coach right now. This guy gets out-coached by everybody for the most part. What is the infatuation? What is going on in New Orleans that this dude just continues to be Teflon. I don't understand it. I do not get it. This dude went on WWL radio and basically got mad at Bobby Abel, Cajun Cannon, for bringing up the quarterback situation, asking the New Orleans Saints, would they consider getting a quarterback in this year's draft? And this is what Mickey Loomis had to say. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I know I had it. This is what Mickey Loomis said. This is according to my guy Jeff Nowak. He says Mickey Loomis was asked directly whether the Saints would look at a quarterback in the 2024 draft. This is his response. You're asking me to speculate about the future, and we're in the middle of the season. That's silly. What if exercise? So I'm not even going to go down that path. Let me tell you something. You're not at the middle of the season, Mickey Loomis. You're at the end of the season. Your season is pretty much over. You no longer control your own destiny. You got 2 games left, and you need some help in order for your team to make the playoffs. But this dude is acting like he has prosperity in a bag. You have a snake-bitten coach. You have a lame duck coach, a lame duck quarterback, an offense that's about as stale as you leaving some chips open for 48 hours. And this dude is acting as if this team is on the uptick. This is the type of delusion that is going on around the Who Dat Nation. This is what they want us to buy into. They want us to believe that a guy who has never won nothing in Dennis Allen, a guy who has never won nothing in Derek Carr, can help this team get to the promised land. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You are constantly bringing back Dennis Allen, who has a huge, not just a moderate, a huge sample size of ineptitude. And yet you're sitting up here acting as if there's nothing to worry about. This is the reason why New Orleans Saints fans are ticked off. This is the reason why New Orleans Saints fans are going to be slow in 2024 to get season tickets, to go out there in that hot-ass sun in July and in June to watch this team practice. Ain't nobody going to be wasting their time waiting for this guy to fail yet again, because we all know what's about to happen. But Mickey Loomis, for some apparent reason, it just infatuated with Dennis Allen. This dude, this is one of them things. People get mad at me for saying this. People may not even be paying attention to what I'm saying, but I'm telling y'all right now, if Mickey Loomis had the duties of the day-to-day operation of a typical general manager, he would not be dragging his feet like this. This is a man that understands his position. This is a man who understands that he has immunity. He is the executive vice president of the New Orleans Saints. He is third in command of this organization. I don't care. People aren't talking about it, but it needs to be talked about. This guy is running this organization as if he owns it. And every time he gets on WWL radio, it's almost like he's giving a middle finger to the fans. He knows what the fans want. He knows that Derek Carr is lackluster. He knows that this guy isn't worth $100 million. You got a quarterback in the same division in Baker Mayfield who is making, about $92 million less than this dude. And he has generated more results than Derek Carr. And yet he's sitting up here as if they made the right decisions. They better be lucky that they don't have an owner like Jerry Jones. They better be lucky they don't have an owner like Robert Kraft. They better be lucky that they don't have an owner like the one in Philadelphia, because this dude would have got fired a long time ago. Let's just call a spade a spade. Mickey Loomis, for his actions over the last 3 to 5 years, he should be fired. He should be. As a matter of fact, we all know now that the only reason why Mickey Loomis has held the job as long as he has is because Sean Payton and Drew Brees was attached to his legacy. Because anything that doesn't involve Drew Brees or Sean Payton, we all see that these guys are in over their heads. It was arrogance that he felt that if you just take out Sean Payton and input Dennis Allen, the team will hit the promised land. Not realizing that you need an alpha dog coach. You need a man to be able to lead men. When this guy looks in the eyes of his players, they look back and they see leadership. They see it. They know this guy is putting them in the right position to succeed. You are, at best, you're hoping that you can put a coaching staff around Dennis Allen, that he can be able to muster up a few wins. We know whatever you do in 2024 is not sustainable success. It's not. You had the second easiest schedule in all of football. The second easiest schedule among schedule makers. And to top it off, you are going up against backup and first-year quarterbacks, and you're sitting here at 7-8. Are you freaking kidding me? And you got the nerve, Mickey Loomis, to call yourself taking shots at the fans. You need to be taking shots at your coach. You need to be taking shots at your quarterback. You need to be taking shots at yourself for putting this ish show together. But you won't sit on here on WWL radio. And let me say something. I got nothing but respect for Mike Hoss. Mike Hoss has been on this show twice. He's been on the show 2 times. I got nothing but respect for Mike Hoss. Mike Hoss is one of the main reasons why I do broadcasting. I used to watch this guy on WWL, cover the sports when I was growing up 5, 6 years old. I remember Mike Hoss. It was an honor. Like, I was almost an eye as being able to interview such a legendary figure in New Orleans and sports. But let me tell you something. Them questions that he was asking Mickey Loomis and setting them off was about as soft as a baby's ass. I'm just calling for what it is. Those questions were softball questions, and it was like he was just throwing them up there, and Mickey Loomis can slam dunk. Thank God for Bobby Hebert, who doesn't have a dog in a fight, who was willing and had the confidence to ask him the questions that we all want to know. We all wanted to know these questions. We wanted to know about the quarterback. We wanted to know, were you concerned about the quarterback? Because that is a reasonable question. What confidence do you see? What confidence do you have in Derek Carr that makes you believe that this guy can lead this team anywhere? Bruh, I don't think this man can lead an elephant to the water if he dropped peanuts leading that way. That was a reasonable question that a lot of members of the Who Dat Nation wants to know. Not softball questions or asking them questions and I really shouldn't be asking you this, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. No, just ask the damn question. That's why, like, honestly, that's why they not gonna let people like me up in that joint, because I don't care. I'm not sitting up here trying to toe the line. I'm not trying to be corporate America. People need to know what the hell is going on. And when you have been fumbling the bag for the last 2.5 years, nobody is about to give you the benefit of the freaking doubt about how you're running this team. Oh, yeah, people just need to trust me. How? Why? What have you done to instill that level of trust? Besides be defensive when people ask you questions about a team when they are justified to ask you those questions. I'm just sick of it, man. Why should any Saints fan, seriously, why should any self-respecting Saints fan dedicate their time and their energy to the football team when it just seems like they're going to do whatever the hell they want to do anyway? Not in the name of winning, but just for the simple fact that they feel like, oh, we know what we're doing. Well, you know you don't. You don't know what you're doing. And I am going to say this until he proves me otherwise. Mickey Loomis ain't ish without without Sean Payton and Drew Brees. He's nothing. This guy's been riding the coattails of Sean Payton and Drew Brees for almost 20 years. And I don't feel bad about saying this. Where were the New Orleans Saints when in 2002 when Mickey Loomis first came to the Saints? Where were they? 8-8, 7-9, 3-13. Sean Payton gets suspended in 2012. What were the Saints? 7-9. Where have the Saints been since Sean Payton and Drew Brees left? Somebody please tell me. Haven't made the playoffs since. So I'm going to continue to say it. This guy is living off the past. This guy is, to me, you're basically the background singer. And now that the lead singer is gone and the bass guitarist is gone, now all of a sudden you think this is your group. Don't nobody know you. What songs did you lead? If this was the Temptations, fool, you'll be Otis Williams. Otis Williams didn't lead nothing. Melvin Franklin, he sung bass. You know he's Mama. They had talk around town, said Papa had 3 outside children and another wife. I mean, we know that, right? All the other members, Eddie Kendricks, right? The Way to Do Your Things to You. He led that song. Paul, you know what I'm saying? Even Paul Williams. All them boys had a lead. Where was Otis? Reaping the benefits of being a part of the Temptations. Oh, I was the leader of the Temptations. I started the Temptations. That's good. Mickey Loomis started the whole Drew Brees, Sean Payton thing. But guess what? You ain't ish without him. And he acting as if he is. You ain't did nothing. You have done nothing but lose the fan base, and you're too stubborn to admit it. You're too stubborn to sit up here and make these just decisions. And the thing about it is, Who That Nation? And the thing about it is, Who That Nation? Ain't nothing going to change. Ain't nothing going to change. It's not going to change because nobody is going to question anything that Mickey Loomis does. Mickey Loomis is going to be a part of his organization till he no longer wants to be a part of it. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Eric. I have no problem with him being the executive vice president. Like, congratulations, right? You know what I'm saying? You had a relationship with the late, great Tom Benson, and he thought enough of you to leave a portion of the team to you. I ain't got no problem with that. But what I do have a problem is when people are so arrogant and so full of themselves that they feel like they have the answers to everything, and they fumble and they fall all over themselves, and they don't want anybody to say anything to them. I don't care what you owe. I don't care what you own. I don't care what your position is. I may not know the day-to-day operations when it comes to the ins and outs of running a football team, but I damn sure know what a good football team look like. And what you have is not a good football team. Your coach is not good. Your quarterback is not good. And if you continue to go down this road of ineptitude, you're going to lose the fan base, and we're going to be further and further behind because you're not willing to admit that this was a mistake. And nobody would even hold you accountable if you was to pull the trigger and get rid of Dennis Allen. Nobody will hold you accountable. As a matter of fact, people would commend you. Man, Mickey realized it wasn't working, so he let it go. Mickey realized that it wasn't the right decision for the New Orleans Saints, so he made the adjustment. Nobody will hold you accountable for anything. People would just be like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let's back to the drawing board. But this dude is adamant on trying to make this thing work. You cannot turn a loser into a winner. You cannot turn a mediocre person into an elite person. You just can't. It's rather you're born with it or you're not. And neither one of these guys are born with it, in my humble opinion. Enough is enough. I'm sick of it at this point. I am sick and I'm tired of the nonsense. And it's time to move on. Anybody that's sitting up here trying to cape for this nonsense, I ain't trying to talk football with you. People sitting up here trying to cape for Derek Carr. Oh, Derek Carr is a good quarterback. Good quarterbacks don't supposed to get paid that type of money. I'm sorry. The average quarterbacks don't get paid that type of money. And honestly, even calling him good at this particular point is a stretch. He's average at best. You put some pieces around him, a good running game, strong offensive line. You can run the football all game, ask him to throw 20 times. You probably got yourself a playoff team. And hopefully he don't fumble the bag when a game matters most. But these garbage time stats that people like to throw up in your face like he did something. Even Mickey Loomis, like the fact that he would question our intelligence. He's talking about the Rams game. Now, this is the part that really just ticked me off. And I'm encouraging everybody to go check out the interview. It's only 22 minutes. But the part that really bothered me was when he was talking about the Rams and he was talking about the game. And he was saying, well, we had a chance. When? When did you have a chance? See, this is what I'm talking about. You had no chance. It was obvious that you were playing checkers and the Rams were playing chess. Anything that you would have came up with, Sean McVay and his coaching staff would have counteracted. They played the game the way it needed to be played. If you would have took it to another level, they would have took it to another level. Don't believe me? Check this out. Question. You have a coach on one side that coaches offense, Sean McVay. You got a coach that coaches defense on the opposite side. That's Dennis Allen for the New Orleans Saints. If Dennis Allen had any confidence in himself as a coach, in his players, would he kick an onside kick with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game? That is basically saying that you are better than me. I know you're better than me, and I got to do something to stop you. That is what I'm talking about when it comes to Dennis Allen. A defeated, fetal position attitude that has been plaguing this New Orleans Saints team for the last 2 seasons. This is a team that's happy they scored 22 points. This is a team that's happy that they gave a valiant effort. This is that quit loser mentality that has been festering within the Saints organization. Happy moral victories. This guy just basically told the entire world. See, other people are not going to pay attention to it because they may not follow the Saints like we do, but I did. The fact that guy on the opposite side is a head coach coaching offense, and you are trying to counteract everything that he's doing defensively, and you can't. You proved to the entire world, even though they probably didn't pay attention, but you damn sure proved to the Who Dat Nation that you felt you weren't good enough to beat Sean McVay. Who in the world would want to coach like that? Who in the world would want to follow a guy like that? You just admitted to the entire world that this dude is better than you. It's ridiculous. It's a joke. Let me read some of these comments, man. Thank y'all for being here. I actually did you hit the like button. DA was safe. Was a safe hire. Everybody knows it. It was a safe hire, and it gives Mickey Loomis a little bit more power than he had with Sean Payton. Because Sean Payton cast a huge shadow over Mickey Loomis. And I think this is one of those hires where Mickey Loomis wanted some credit, where you get all the credit, my friend. You get credit for making this thing an absolute disaster. That's the credit that you get. People here to see the temptations, TJ. Man, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Let's see, a solid night. Ain't nobody here to see you, Otis. Ain't nobody here to see no Mickey Loomis. Ain't nobody here to see Otis either. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas from the Temptations. Safe isn't always best, just like a hot read isn't always the best. Yeah. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. TJ, I heard pure arrogance in that interview from Mickey. Yeah. I mean, you can be as arrogant as you want to, but you can't fake it. You can't fake it with me. Look, I told y'all, man, I don't care. I don't care. Like, my obligation to each and every one of you, I'm going to tell it like it is. And the reality is this dude is not very good at his job if he feels like you can win something with this. All these coaches out here that you know that you can win with, and you sitting up here wallowing in ineptitude with Dennis Allen, no coach and tell. Like, seriously, it is time to move on. It's time to move on. Mickey even talks like he is timid and nervous. Nah, that's just the way that he talks. I'm just over it, man. Like this dude has this he has like this tone about himself, like, how dare you question anything that I do? Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we question what you do? I mean, for like, you're trying to convince us that a guy who has never won nothing can win something. It's pretty obvious. The team don't respect him. You got players going on social media, don't care about the ramifications. Hell, you got players even getting arrested. There's nothing coming of it. I'm not saying that guys should be suspended or whatever like that, but nothing. Jair Alexander, arguably a top 5 cornerback, was suspended by the Green Bay Packers for conduct detrimental to the team. Jair Alexander, one of the best cornerbacks in the league, got suspended. Russell Wilson, who was supposed to get paid $35 million, got benched by Sean Payton. But Michael Thomas can go in on Derek Carr. Chris Olave can get arrested. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got all these different things going on around you. Derek Carr playing like sloth more times than not. But you're not going to bench Derek Carr. You're not going to hold Michael Thomas accountable. Nothing's going to happen to Chris Olave. Dude is an absolute joke. Zero accountability after press conferences until they're absolutely pushed by the media. Zero accountability for guys doing things outside of practice, you know what I'm saying, inside of the locker room. Nothing. It's a joke. And yeah, we think we're gonna win something. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be even worse. It's gonna be even worse next year. It's going to be just like Brandon Staley. You keep a guy around too long, and the next thing you know, whole team just fall flat on their face. Another season lost. Players in their prime lose another year of their prime. If you're going to bring back Dennis Allen, just go ahead and trade Alvin Kamara. Go ahead and trade Marshawn Lattimore. Go ahead and trade Ryan Ramczyk. Go ahead and trade some of these cornerstone players. Go ahead and let them go because you do better. Keeping Dennis Allen on for another year is equivalent of taking bags of money, going to Lake Pontchartrain, and just throwing it into the lake. That is what this is equivalent to, because it's pointless. It makes no sense. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. You're wasting effort. You're wasting energy, and you're wasting players' prime. Go ahead and trade them dudes, because why should these dudes have to suffer because of your arrogance? You out here playing like Vince Lombardi is the head coach out there, running them old 1966 Vince Lombardi type offensive plays and talking about, oh, we almost had a chance to win. Win what? What? Win the fastest time back to the airport after a loss? You ain't winning jack with that. P. Carmichael with that old simplistic ass offense. What you gonna do with that? What you gonna do? No motion until fans start threatening. Why we don't see motion in 2023? You want motion? We'll give you motion for 1 week. Why don't they use Jimmy Graham? Man, Jimmy Graham was a red zone threat in his prime. Jimmy Graham can catch touchdown. Jimmy catch a touchdown at Green Bay. See, we gave you Jimmy Graham and don't see him again for another 5 weeks. And even with that, we had to complain about that. And then what really just bothers me, and the audacity of this damn organization, the fact that when they do decide to come up with the decisions that we've been talking about since week 2, they want us to sit down there and bow down to them. Oh, great play caller P. Carmichael. Oh, guru of defense Dennis Allen. Thank you so much for doing something that we've been asking you to do for 12 weeks. Like we supposed to give you stripes for something that's so damn obvious. But we supposed to give you stripes for that. Okay. Come on, man. What are we doing here? What in the world are we doing? Damn, TJ, you going off. I miss more nonsense from DA and Loomis. What they say or do now, I think Gale is hand off letting Loomis run everything now. Him, DA, Carr covering each other. Well, first thing I will say to you, James, and I apologize, y'all. kind of got a little sinus issue going on right now. So if you hear me drinking, I'm drinking a little bit of water here. But my thing is this. My thing is, first off, I would say go to the WWL radio and check out the interview Mickey Loomis does, his weekly interview with Mike Hoss and Bobby Hebert. He talked about the Saints and, some of the things that are going on. He talked he talked as if, the Saints was around this thing like they dominating the NFC, saying that they had a chance and they could have won against the Rams, which was an absolute joke. And anybody that feels that way, if they feel that way, I don't know what to tell them. But people are just tired, man. And then he got upset that Bobby Hebert asked about the quarterback, talking about it's too early in the season. Man, you got 2 games left. You're not in the middle of the season. You're not in the middle of the season. As a matter of fact, your season is pretty much over if you lose to Tampa Bay. And even if you don't, you still have a chance for your season to be over the following week. The crazy thing about it is the Saints could possibly end their season the same way that they finished last season. They play against Tampa Bay, they lose to Tampa Bay, and then they beat, they beat the Falcons, and then all of a sudden, like, you praying for a miracle. What the problem is I have with that is you're doing this with one of the easiest schedules in the National Football League. Everybody can see that Derek Carr is not very good, except for people that just don't want to see that Derek Carr is not very good. Everybody can see that Dennis Allen is not a good head coach, except for the people that should know that Dennis Allen is not a good coach. It's whoo, what a joke. I see it, TJ, it's time to move on from DA. I think everybody know that, but we know what the problem is. We know what the problem is, man. The problem is they don't want to do it because they don't want to admit that they're wrong. Dennis Allen about to rip apart our roster, culture, and beloved players on the team, just like Bill O'Brien did with the Texans a couple of years back. Well, the culture has been gone for 2 years now. Man, this team don't have no culture, just like they don't have no identity. Dude just stripped everything that Sean Payton and Drew Brees built up. In 2 years, he just tore it down. And Mickey Loomis seems like he don't care. Mickey Loomis standing there and saying, here's the sledgehammer. You know what I'm saying? Here's some sheetrock. Have at it. Tearing this joint down. Making this fan base, this organization a joke for Dennis freaking Allen. A man who's won absolutely nothing in his entire career. Run it back, right? Run it back in year 3. What if you can't win with one of the easiest schedules in the National Football League? What makes you believe that you can win when the schedule is not as easy the following year? I'm just wondering. Like, to me, if that ain't the biggest indictment, I mean, all you can do is just laugh at how ridiculous this is. Because, I mean, everybody knows it's inevitable. It is inevitable that this dude is going to get fired. Because he will not be able to get the best out of this team. He just won't. Dude got all that talent. They got all that talent on the offensive side of football and barely know how to use any one of those guys. Like, absolutely, like, just go ahead and just trade them dudes, man. Just go ahead and let them go. I feel like if you're gonna sit up here and just be ridiculous, don't let the players suffer. Don't let the players suffer for your ineptitude. Let them go out here and find prosperity somewhere else. Loomis stuck out on Davenport and Turner. And I guess you mean Trey. I guess you mean Trey is gone. I guess we're talking about Trey Hendrickson there. I assume that's who you're talking about. Again, get Drew Brees as the general manager. It's time for a change. Man, they ain't about to get no Drew Brees up in here. He ain't about to get no Drew Brees up in here, general manager, because he think he doing a good job. Says TJ, what you snacking on? I'm not snacking on anything. I'm just drinking the water here. So that's probably what y'all hearing. That's what y'all probably hear, man. I'm drinking water, but it just so happened to have like a little ice chunk up in that joint. That mug fresh out the freezer. Whew. That's the best. That's the best drink right there. We have that little ice chunk at the bottom of it. Be hearing it. Let's see. I've already told my wife if DA is on the sideline next year, we won't be watching. Something got to give. I was talking to my uncle today. Shouts out to my uncle Bill, man. I was talking to him today, and he was asking me about the Saints, of course. And I was like, I don't know what's going on with him. He said, he says to me, he said, them 49ers started to look good to me. I was like, man, people tired of this, man. People up here trying to pick new teams. I see somebody send me a message talking about, man, the Houston Texans looking pretty good to me right now. But look, I don't think people would feel this way if they would not feel this way if they felt like some change was going to take place, right? But the fact that you know something is wrong, you know that you need to make a change. And the only reason why you're not making a change is the fact that you just don't want to. I don't want to do it. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I know better than y'all. So I'm keeping this guy. Forget what y'all saying. This is like you're basically keeping a coach out of spite. You're keeping a coach to be petty. That's what it sounds like to me. It's like saying, well, like y'all don't like him. Well, too bad. We're gonna keep him anyway. This man is keeping a coach out of spite. And I'm telling y'all right now, this organization is in the itter. And y'all know what I'm saying, the itter. If he continues to run his organization or make this and run his organization like this, like you might as well find another team. And I guarantee you, this dude would not be moving like this if he were just a everyday GM. He has complete power. He has immunity. Nothing could happen to him. Like, only person that can fire him is Gail Benson and Dennis Lauscher. He's third in command of this football team. I keep telling people this. They're not talking about this enough. They are not talking about this enough. When you feel like you have a full level of control, you move different. It like, think about this. If you got somewhere to be at 4:00, right? And it's 9:30 in the morning. But let's just say, for example, you can get yourself prepared, like before this thing happens at 4:00. But you just drag around a little bit to around 1:30, 2:00, starting, taking a shower, getting dressed or whatever like that. Like you don't have a sense of urgency. This is what this dude is. Like this is what he's about. He has no sense of urgency because he don't need to. Like this man got the big joker in his hand. He good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. I got the big joker in my hand. I got the big joker. And you know what I'm saying? I got the ace of spades, and you know what I'm saying? And I got the two. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the deuce. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Look, I got the deuce, the big joker, and the ace in my hand. Why would I be concerned about that? I know I'm gonna get some books. Hell, I might even run the table if I play my cards right. So why in the world would I sit up here and be concerned about that? This man got everything in the bag, man. He ain't concerned about what we talking about. Finna hit the Lions with the hey big head text. Signing Derek Carr is like Steve Urkel desperately wanting to take Laura to the prime, doing all the unnecessary stuff to impress her when he could have just went with Myra. Which, no disrespect to Laura, everybody know, and that's crazy. Rest in peace to Michelle Thomas. I think it was like the 25th anniversary or something like that of her passing. Yeah, man. But shouts out to Myra Boutros Monkhouse, which I never understood that either. I mean, Myra looked good, you know what I'm saying? And like he around this thing chasing around Laura, which was absolutely ridiculous at the end of the day. And then on top of that, to me, like as I look at it from grown people eyes, like Laura was mean. Like, Myra was like a real humble, heart of gold type. Like you feel kind of bad for her. But anyway, yeah, pretty much. We can be petty and stop showing up to the dome and save our money. Well, if they're gonna be that petty, might as well. Might as well be petty with them. Almost dropped to my knees when I found out we actually tried to trade up in the first round for a Bond. Wind up getting them in the third. We reached on Penny, Turner, Davenport, and among did it Bond. Yeah, they did it for Bond. Yeah, man, whiff after whiff after whiff. It's like it's like they be trying to overthink themselves. Like, yeah, like some of them people, like they be trying to make it seem like they just the smartest people in the room, but when you look at it, they just look like they just wasting everybody's time. That's kind of like what this is. Oh, we found something special. We found the gem. I'm just wondering, like, out of all this searching that the New Orleans Saints did, as far as like some of these draft picks, the Davenports, the Turners, I mean, which one of those guys like panned out where you like, man, the Saints really found something there? Besides Trey Hendrickson in the fourth round, the third round, you know what I'm saying, from Florida Atlantic, like the only person, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a credible pass rusher, and you let him go. So the one guy that y'all went out here and y'all did search with a canoe boat, and you know what I'm saying, y'all swim across uncharted waters with where the alligators was in, and you found Trey Hendrickson only to trade him, and now he's one of the best pass rushers in the league. Meanwhile, Peyton Turner doesn't even play, and Marcus Davenport is doing the same thing he did in New Orleans, which is be hurt for the Minnesota Vikings. Boy, I tell you, you cannot make this stuff up, man. But these guys supposed to like have all the answers. They supposed to have all the answers. Like they are some geniuses around here. We don't know what we talking about. How dare we complain about a 7-8 team with the second easiest schedule in the league? How dare we complain about a head coach that's 22-46? How dare we complain about a quarterback who hasn't won nothing in his entire career? How dare we talk about a team that's underachieving? Who are we to want a better product? Who are we to want to spend our hard-earned money and watch something that's worth watching? How dare? How dare us, Mickey Loomis? I'm sorry, Mickey. I'm sorry that I have standards. I'm sorry that I am intelligent. I'm sorry that I understand what good football looks like. And honestly, Mick, the reason I know what good football looks like, a part of it I owe to you because you found Sean Payton and Drew Brees. So we want results. Get mad because we want a better product. What kind of stuff is that? Somebody come back and bring a burger, still, you know what I'm saying? They open up the bun and blood is just dripping down. And they go back to the front and say, excuse me, this burger isn't cooked. What? What you mean this burger ain't cooked? Like you come up here to tell me that this burger ain't cooked? Yeah, I paid my money, so I want a burger that's medium well or well done. How dare? And then you go to the back and tell the manager, man, they want another burger. Why? They saying it ain't cooked. Well, it's not cooked. It doesn't matter. Why they come up here? I want a better product. I want a better product. I mean, that's all I want. I want a better product. I want a team that I can cheer for. I want a team I can respect. I want a coach I can respect. I mean, we are going backwards here. We're wasting time. I haven't even talked about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. I haven't even talked about that because, number one, it's a damn shame we at this point in the first place. Number two, if you would have told me that Baker Mayfield would have been a better quarterback in the NFC South than Derek Carr at the beginning of the season, I would have been like, nah. Even though I always felt like Baker could have been serviceable with better coaching, which we see that to be true. But when I look at this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, I look at a team that is overachieving if you think about it. And I look at a team that understands that they still have a chance to be a contender in this division as long as this division is trash. And I see the New Orleans Saints that continue to get in their own way, and they fall flat on their face. And you know the crazy thing about this is, I think the Saints going to end up winning this weekend. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to end up winning because this is what they always do. Anytime people start saying real loud they want Dennis Allen to be fired, anytime we start blaming the coaching and blaming everybody else for why the Saints aren't good, all of a sudden they put on this Herculean, borderline elite football team performance. So Dennis Allen can go to the podium and act like he know what he's doing, and he can tell us to eat crow. Yeah, we're eating crow, Dennis Allen, after you picked up your 8th win of the season. You going 8-8. Yeah, we're eating crow. Even though you had one of the easiest schedules at the beginning of the season. They do this all the time. And that's why I say it's not sustainable success. They are a reactionary team. They are reactionary. Everything that they do is reactionary. Everything that they do is because of what we say and what we feel about them. And then all of a sudden they want to shut us up. You ain't about to shut us up because we can see that you cannot sustain success unless somebody is forcing you to walk the plank. So we're supposed to do this for the rest of Dennis Allen's tenure, right? We're supposed to criticize him, say he's not good enough, win 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 3, lose 4, win 2. Like, come on, man, give me a freaking break. I ain't got the energy, man. Put a better product on the field. I'm going to take a few more, man. Then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Says, late to the party, we want hope, not a dope. Say to Gumbo Pie Podcast connected to you. They live right now with your Saints title. Plus, have your podcast name in the title. Yeah, Gumbo Pie is associated with the State of the Saints. That Gumbo Pie Sports is my sports publication, right? I mean, it's gumbopiesports.com. Yeah, so that's connected, man. It's kind of like a spinoff, and where I kind of, give me opportunity to talk other things other than Saints. And and also, like I said, that's a part of my umbrella. But thank you. I appreciate that. Late to the party, already read that. And I apologize, folks. I am having a little sinus issue tonight. This change of the weather, man. Hot 1 minute, cold the next minute. Man, crazy. Let's see. Baker playing like he making 150 million. Carr is playing like an undrafted rookie. Do you think Jameis blew last season? I guess you mean Jameis. No, I just think they don't like Jameis. I just think that Jameis isn't their guy. They don't trust Jameis. That foolishness that they did last year to him was just downright wrong. It was hypocrisy. And I think we have to admit and come to grips that Dennis Allen is just not honest. He's just not honest. It's two things. I don't want to say he's not honest. It's two things. It's rather he's not honest or he doesn't know what the hell is going on. For the second year in a row, Michael Thomas gets hurt. Ironically, didn't he get hurt against Minnesota in London? Or maybe he got hurt before he played Minnesota, but it's crazy. He gets hurt in Minnesota. The question was, what's going on with Michael Thomas? Well, Michael Thomas, he has an ankle injury and a knee injury, and we just held him out for precautionary reasons. A couple weeks later, he's on IR. We haven't seen Michael Thomas since. Marshawn Lattimore, the same thing. Oh, it's week to week. Haven't seen Marshawn Lattimore since. Neither one of those guys are going to be playing in the game versus Tampa Bay. So it's two things. It's rather this guy is a liar or he doesn't know what the hell is going on with his team. And either or, I ain't got no time for it. Regardless of what he is, I have no time for it. This is the second time. Like, this dude, like, it's rather he is lying to the media or he just doesn't know what's going on with his football team. TJ, that was a troll spamming, so cool man hitting. Okay. Let's see. If we keep trash as DA, we better go on get one hell of offensive coordinator. If not, I'll see y'all in 2025 because we're going to be a 4-win team next season. And you know the crazy thing about this, we all been talking about this 2024 draft has like some really good quarterbacks. And the fact that these guys are whistling through the graveyard when you got a plethora of quarterbacks that can possibly help your franchise and elevate it is just, I mean, man, you can't make this stuff up. Where you position, you still gonna be able to get a good quarterback. But instead, they're gonna keep on doing the same old things they've been doing. TJ drinking that water is clean, it's cold. That's high quality H2O. Bobby Boucher voice. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This is pretty good here. Hey, this thing good, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's see. Damien said, "Hey TJ, Cam Jordan ship sailing after this year. Or do you think he actually coming back?" Oh yeah, he coming back. They extended him. And I want to say, man, he supposed to get a good little chunk of money if he not a part of this team. So yeah, he coming back. Even though, man, he ain't with the player he used to be. He is not the player he used to be at all. Looking for Mike Evans to shine Sunday. Let's see. Hey TJ, says Chantel. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for being here. The Pope says, TJ, what do you think of bringing Flores in if we fire DA? Nah, I'm good. Not that I got anything against Brian Flores. I want an offensive minded coach. I just want an offensive minded coach. I want somebody that's gonna come in with some fresh ideas, or be able to build what this team actually have right now until they get where they need to be. I'm good on the defensive coaches. I hope Brian Flores gets another job. I hope that he lands somewhere where a team trusts him to be able to get them out of the funk wherever they're in. But I'm good. Give me somebody with some fresh ideas. Give me some guy that know what motion look like. Give me a guy that's that can do something different than what we seen. Loomis is more worried about staying loyal to his friends, boycotting their ass. They don't care about the fans who pay their salary. I wish we get Jim Harbaugh. Me too. I wish we get Jim Harbaugh too, but that ain't happening. Eric Bieniemy. I don't see that happening either. These guys gonna sit back there and run this organization into the ground, and people ain't gonna be nowhere around. And Gail Benson gonna be too late. Let's see, Tim Flacco. Say Tim, which is my government name. TJ Flacco is almost 40 years old and plays better than Carr. Yep, I mean Joe Flacco looking pretty good right now. But this is around the time Joe Flacco is on brand right now. For those that may not know, I mean he plays about as pedestrian as somebody walking across the street during a regular season. But when it started to get like late in the season and postseason, that boy just turned into Joe Montana. So he on brand. Caught the back end of Lewin's interview, and yeah, it's official. We're cooked. This guy is lost. Yeah, man, he don't know. This ain't it. This ain't the move. TJ, would you like a Brian Greasy for head coach? I like anybody that's going to come in and bring some change and bring some fresh ideas to the organization. Mike Tomlin, that would be a great idea if if the Steelers would move on from him, but I don't see that happening. Mike T. DeVoe is going to be wild this offseason. No coach of caliber is going to want to come coach for the Saints. It's too much arrogance and delusion up in here. Get rid of that. Then you can have a chance. But until then, not happening. Loomis is pretending they have a system for success, but it's really just Breeze and Peyton. Facts. Absolutely, positively, 100% facts. Ain't did nothing. Like this isn't an organization that has a reputation and a history of winning. They just started winning. And if you think about how long the NFL has been in existence, how long the Saints been in existence, those 15, 16 years of relevancy is not that long. Let's see. TJ profile got the Riz. I don't know what the Riz is. What exactly is the Riz? I don't know what that is. Let's see. I don't want to sound like a troll, but honestly, I would have taken Andy Dalton again over what Carr has been doing. At least he beat the Rams last year. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if you basically just paid Andy Dalton $150 million. I mean, shouts out to my guy Emory Hunt who said that. See, basically, that's what you did. TJ, do you think DA will step back and took? No, I do not. It's rather you gonna keep him here or he's gone, which, I ain't got no problem with. Look, I understand that we might take a step back defensively. Maybe not. Depends on who you get, if you get the right coordinator, but I'm willing to take that chance. The Breeze and Peyton comments are very accurate. Let's see. They should have made Carr contract performance-based, period. They weren't gonna do that because they wanted him. If you're the only, like, this should have been red flags right here. If you're the only team whining and dining a guy, right? You're the only team out there that's asking this guy to come out, and all these different things. They said the Jets, but I mean the Jets, they wanted Aaron Rodgers, and they were just kind of dotting their I's and crossing their T's just in case things fall through with Aaron. That's just what it is. But then nobody really seriously want Derek Carr except for the Saints. But I mean, it's no surprise that Dennis Allen tried to move heaven and earth for Derek Carr. It's no surprise because losers love company. Somebody that's underachieved, they love other underachievers. So there you go. But before I get up out of here, I just want to say this. I apologize for absolutely nothing on this episode. I don't care if people go back and watch this and they be like, man, look, I do not care. My responsibility is to each and every one of you. That's my responsibility. My responsibility is to give you all my opinion and my views and not sugarcoat what is going on. The fact is, Mickey Loomis is turning this Saints organization into an absolute ish show. It's embarrassing. It's a shame. It's the fact that he sits on the radio and talks as if the Saints are just this successful franchise and we shouldn't question anything that he does. But over the last few years, there's a lot to question. And I'm afraid at the direction that this team is actually going in, because I got to give a shout out to that boy Wolf, because he said this on social media today. He said, I never seen Mickey Loomis this defensive about anything. And it's just true. The fact that he is standing in the foxhole, he is willing to stand on the front line for Dennis Allen, is absolutely scary. This is scary to me. This isn't about team success anymore. This is about his ego. Your ego is driving this train right now, not what Dennis Allen can bring to the table, because obviously it's absolutely nothing. Everybody can see it. Ray Charles can see it. God rest his soul. Stevie Wonder can see it. God rest his soul. Close your eyes and you still can see it, that this dude is not the answer. And until the New Orleans Saints figure this out, they're going to be right back in the same spot. So there's no need to be going at it with Carolina Panther fans. There's no need of going at it with Atlanta Falcon fans, because there's not a Saints fan out there right now. If a Falcon fan or a Bucks fan or Panthers or Falcon or, Bucks fan, no matter the fan, you cannot guarantee that if their team beats your team this season, you cannot confidently say, we got y'all next year. And that is a fact. And that is something that fans, no matter what team you root for, never want to feel like. But thank you all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Really do appreciate it. Much love to you. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints podcast, facebook.com, search The State of the Saints podcast, and Gumbo Pot Sports. You can follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at TJAY Jones 8. Much love to you. Appreciate you all. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mug. I'm good.